Hello everybody, how's it going? Carl aka Screezola here, and I hope you're all well, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, and welcome back to Taskmaster, where I am kind of doing a sort of doing the challenges, but kind of doing them poorly. So I'm kind of doing the challenges, but I guess not officially, you could say. So, this week's task by BrotherMunro and Stealth 17 Gaming, check those channels out if you haven't, was to build a battleship to fight against each other. Now, they built their battleships, and obviously you can't send a ship information over to each other, so you can't send the ship, unfortunately. You can't save it and send it, but you can kind of see the screenshots and see what they've done. So, I've copied BrotherMunro's ship the best I can. Accuracy. So accuracy is the same. So we're both on 44.5, 95 100% aiming speed, 30, 50, 40, 24. Yep. So all of the important stuff is the same. So everything effectively is the same. Fire chance 36. Yep. Flooding chance 71.9. Yep. Flash fire chance 3. Yep. So as I said, effectively we are looking at identical ships here. So as I said, it's identical ships pretty much, other than the speed, unfortunately, because I can't get that working to 29 knots, which is its original speed. But we'll have to leave it as it is, because, yeah, I can't fiddle around anymore. But the main thing is BrotherMunro has got some big guns on his ship. So, again, let's switch back to millimeters to have a bit of a look-see. So, this was effectively up against Stealth's ship, who had built a Russian battleship. Now, as they were chatting and looking to do this, I built my own ship before I saw what they finished up with, to keep it fair. And then I watched the videos, and BrotherMunro beat Stealth Gaming 2-0. So this ship proved to be the superior ship. Now, this ship has some big guns, as we say. The Condonera has 508mm guns in triple turrets, 4,000 kilogram AP shells, almost 3,000 kilogram HE shells. These things are big shells, and they are going to punch through any armor at pretty much any distance. The main thing, though, is they're not that accurate because they're a Mark 1 turret. So what we have is a very big ship that has some chance to be taken out with flooding, but I feel like we could also do a fair bit of damage to its damage control. So let's look at our ship. We have gone for the Chinese Empire. We have named our ship the Dragon because she spews a fire. Now, we have gone for a modernised dreadnought. Our ship is much heavier. We actually have a fair amount more displacement with this hull. Seakeeping is not nearly as good, as well as the guns available to us and the positioning to keep everything in balance. But my idea is we are going for a bit of a high explosive monster. Now, we have Mark 4 guns with Mark 3 main guns. We have quad 406mm guns. So we do not have small guns by any amount. So our guns are capable of penetrating. Now, actually, we should just look at BrotherMunro's armour, because That is one thing that he has skimped on. So the main belt, 508mm. The main belt is very strong. However, decks, 4.5 belt. This is an all or nothing ship. So his citadel is, you know, very well protected. But the superstructure, 4.5 belts, very, very light armour. Also has torpedoes, as we say, so, you know, we have to watch out for those. Has hydro on it, so it's capable of spotting our torpedoes if we use them. Turrets, 558mm of armour. You know, these things are nigh impossible to kill as well. So very strong ship. No secondaries whatsoever. So this thing is relying on main guns only. It's a very, very cool looking ship as well. Look at that thing. It just looks good. And of course, with those guns, they do not look out of place. They look relatively normal in size, even though they are ridiculously big. That truck there is probably about the same weight as one of its AP shells. You can see how big the truck is. The truck is as big as one of those lifeboats on the actual turret itself. This thing is just a sheer monster. However, we go to the Dragon. Now, the Dragon, 25.9 knots. What I'll do is I'll reduce the speed to 24 knots, just to balance out the fact that we had to slow down the Condonera a little bit, so we'll be a bit slower in that respect. Bulkheads maximum, beam maximum, draft maximum. So we've got a very tall, very wide ship, and it is a modernised dreadnought. So we have casemate guns. We have 152mm guns with a fairly decent range to them. We have secondaries in triples, 152mm guns. So we've got a fair amount of secondary guns. We've also got 76mm guns and a couple of 51mm guns. These probably won't come into use. The 76s, they might be used, but they're not going to do much. But we can pen his fore and aft armour. We can pen his deck armour with these guns. All of these guns can pen him, even with HE. And that's an interesting little thing for us. So this could be really useful. Our turrets, as we say, 406mm guns. So again, we're capable of penetrating his main belt armour around about 10,000 to 7,000 meters. I believe we're starting at what's our distance? 15,000. So we're starting 15,000 meters. So he has got a advantage on distance, but we should have better aim with these guns as well. Because they're Mark III, they should have a much better aiming pattern to them as well. We also have spacious quarters, so our fire control and our damage control will be a lot better, as well as our reload. So we should have a lot more reload, things like that, so that will help. We've also got more crew members on board. Veteran crew, of course. We've got the electric batteries 2, geared turbines 2, balanced engine, oil 2, shaft, semi-balanced electro-hydro. Krupp, of course, barbette, very similar. The only difference in our ships is mainly the fact I have a torpedo belt. Because I have that, I have a lot more displacement to play with. I've actually been able to use a torpedo boat. And I suffer with speed because of that, but this is a modernised dreadnought. It's going to be slow anyway. Now, the main difference is I'm looking to go HE. So we've gone super heavy shells with HE. We're using common point ballistic capped shells. So these things have a fairly decent penetration for an HE shell, and they have a okay burst charge, but these should set fires pretty well. And then we're also using a semi-ballistic, a semi-arm piercing ballistic cap shell as well. So again, it's got a much higher amount of explosive power to it. So even though we lack penetration, we have got a lot more explosives in our shells. Our shells weigh a lot less than his. You know, our AP shell is not even as heavy as his main shells. Everything else is very similar. We got the torpedo tubes. We've got underwater torpedo tubes though. We've only got the two. Just on the... Actually, do we have 3 torpedo tubes? Yes, we have one on the bow and one on the stern, and then one either side. So we've got 4 torpedoes on us. So we can shoot from our nose, we can shoot from our butt, or we can shoot from the side. Fast torpedoes, we're going for fast torpedoes rather than range. If I'd known that he had no torpedo protection, I would have just gone for a torpedo spammer. But I'm thinking we're going to go for HE spam instead. Now, the reason I've got the anti-flood as well is, sorry, the torpedo, is because that helps with floatability, also with a little bit of resistance. That should make us a little bit stronger. Gen 2 radar, so same generation radar. We've got RDF as well to help with gun aiming speed. Hydro free, and we have got the we've actually got the stereoscopic rangefinder. So we've got aiming speed plus gun long range accuracy. So we're going for a little bit more long range accuracy over gun aiming speed. So if we look down at our accuracy, base accuracy is 34.5, which is actually less than BrotherMunro's. However, long range accuracy is up to 125.5, whereas his is 95. Accuracy penalties is 30, 50, 40, and 24, exactly the same. Aiming speed is 90% instead of 100%. So there are some differences. However, we have got much more armour on board our ship. So I've gone for a fairly conventional armour layout. Now, we do have less belt armour. The other thing as well, I've gone for a turtleback citadel as well, because my idea is to go for a bit more of a brawler. I want to try and get close and actually try and brawl. So we should have better deflection from side shots, not from plunging fire though. Plunging fire could be a little bit dangerous for us if it comes in directly to the hull, sort of directly on top of our decks here. We do have fairly good main deck armor though. We've got 200 mils of main deck armor. If a plunging shot comes in like this, we should be relatively fine because we've got that sloped turtleback armor, so we should be okay-ish. And I'm hoping that will actually help us out. So some different ship designs. This is a very different sort of style compared to what Stealth made and what BrotherMunro's made. So let us see how this goes. Now, of course, we can't fight BrotherMunro himself, so it will be AI controlled. And let's get underway. So Dragon gets her shots out first. The fire-breathing monster that is the Dragon. And there she sails. The enemy ship is sailing away from us. The guns are still turning towards us. We're going to turn in. And you can hear the shots already. So here comes the first salvo. So far, misses. We're doing our ranging shots. Our second salvo is out. High explosive shells go out. 8 shells. 3 armor-piercing shells coming in at us. And we get a hit. We get 2 hits. We get flooding. We have caused a lot of damage there. So we've got 3 hits there. 4 belt penetration. 197 damage. That is exactly what I wanted to see. So we've caused fires and we've also penetrated. We've done very, very good here. So let's speed it up a little bit. So we're going to have rate of fire. We're also going to have accuracy at this range as well. Main deck penetrations, good. The only thing is if he gets shots on target, they are going to hurt an enormous amount. Ouch. Okay. So that hurt. So, 508mm gun hits us, 104 damage, 179 damage. So those guns, when they hit, they are really, really going to hurt us. However, we should have the rate of fire and the accuracy on our side. Ooh, ammo detonation. Ouch. Okay, that hurt an enormous amount. Hopefully, I don't know what what ammo went. Our fire's already out though, so we've actually managed to put that fire out. So that's something. Miss. Fire. Still identifying BrotherMunro's ship, but she's burning nicely. We're able to get a fair few salvos out before she can fire back at us. And we want to keep turning. But we have taken an enormous amount of damage to our nose. And oh, that's painful. Quite a lot of flooding damage here. So luckily we're fairly stable with the flooding, and our secondaries are opening up now as well. We've damaged her rudder. That's good. So secondaries are opening up. Ooh, ouch. Funnel has been destroyed. We need to start turning to get these secondaries going. We are causing damage to this ship. So I imagine those torpedoes have been launched as well. So we're actually going to start turning in a little bit, just to avoid those torps. Fairly equal on damage at the moment. Let's see. The Condonera has an awful lot of fires on board. She's very much on fire. No major damage though, other than her rudder. So yeah, you can see she's taken 21% crew losses. We've taken 12.4. But those big guns, when they hit hard, and the closer we get, the more they're going to hit, obviously. My main hope is that we can start turning in, and the closer we get, the turtleback armor should start giving us protection. So torpedoes have actually just launched, so we're going to start turning away now again. Oh, ouch. This is very painful indeed. Taking out her engine though. Every time those guns fire, they are just so painful, but we are chipping away, and she's actually turning away from us now. There are a lot of torpedoes in the water though, so we have to be careful of those torps. I imagine they're going to be coming this way, so we kind of want to turn. We're down on power. We don't have speed on our side. We should be able to take a couple of torpedo hits, but we really don't want to be taking them. She is kind of in torpedo range, but I think her main guns, it's only her aft guns that are now able to shoot at us. And there goes the torpedoes. We dodged a bullet there. We just got through that one. Comes the aft guns. Big hit to our bow. But now she's turning away from us. We can actually take advantage of that stern armour. And look at that. Those guns are just penetrating that deck. The sort of all or nothing protection. Nothing when we hit the midship, but if we hit the aft, the stern, or we hit the decks, we're doing good. And plus, she's got a lot of fire on her, and quite a lot of flooding. Second engine is down too. So she is almost dead in the water. So speed at 10 knots. And a lot of damage. 22% structural, 23% structural integrity left. We're on 49. As long as we don't get walloped by those guns, we're going to be good, and we can actually start getting our secondary salvos firing now, which aren't necessarily going to do the most damage, but they are going to set fires. We've only got 11% chance of penetration. If we switch to AP, ouch. We don't have a huge amount of the AP shells, but we should be capable of penetrating her at this range now and doing some fairly consistent damage here with the AP shells. We launched a torpedo. Showing our broadside. Switch back to auto, go back to HE shells, I think, because she is almost done for. The Condora is taking a lot of water, she's got a lot of fires, and if that torpedo hits, that is going to be the coup de grace that takes us to victory. But she can still absolutely hammer us with those guns. Oh, ouch. That was painful. What was that? 126 damage. That just absolutely knackered us. Took out our engine and our bridge, but I think the writing is on the wall right now. Although she did just destroy one of our main guns. She's fighting back. We're down to 35%, but the Condorone is seriously struggling right now, and the Dragon despite her damage, is fighting on well. We're at that sort of position now where we should be. Yeah, look, I think this battle is done. Condore is pretty much unable to fire back at us. We are just able to fire with impunity right now. Still very painful whenever one of those guns hits, but ladies and gentlemen, the Dragon wins. We beat Brother Munro. That's the main thing. So the dragon has beat the Condenara. So let's have a little bit of a look-see. So 6.2 thousand damage, not bad. 97 fires, that's what we are looking for, is the fire damage. We only received 18. Flooding was kind of equal in all honesty, 13 and 12. Main gun accuracy. Her guns were more accurate than ours, which isn't a surprise. Secondary guns, of course, 15%. But we had a lot more hits. That's the thing. So the main thing is we hit her 56 of our hits caused damage. 106 out of them. She Oh, it's damage dealt, sorry. Damage received, that's what we're going to look at. So, we sent off a lot more shells. 1,291 shells, 245 of them hit. She only sent off 106 shells and 56 of them hit. So, as you can see, that's why the percentage is so wonky. Although her average effective pen damage was much higher, and she did of course cause that ammo detonation, so she did deal a lot of damage, but the rate of fire that we had was just was the game changer there. So I'm going to call that a victory for us today. The dragon has won, which is great news, and well, BrotherMunro's ship has gone down, and we missed our torpedo run as well, but we sail on in the dragon. She did well. She lost her fore and aft gun as well. Actually, we lost her rear gun as well. Like, we took a lot of damage in that fight, but those secondaries really did a lot of hard work. You can see those holes, the penetration, and you can see the exit holes here as well. This is the entry hole, entry wound, exit wound. I don't even see the entry wound for this one, but the exit wound, look at the exit wound on that thing. Size of that exit wound, you could fit a car through that. I would say that is that one there, which went through our deck and just absolutely obliterated us. Turrets got penned. Looks like the rear turret got penned in the side here and just got absolutely decimated. That shell must have really hurt. You can see it's just destroyed that casemate gun, but it's obviously it's detonated inside the ship because there's no exit wound. With the forward gun, with the A turret, looks like it's penetrated through the top and just absolutely decimated that gun. And as I say, this casemate here just got absolutely destroyed. The funnel taken out, our main tower taken out, but we were victorious in the end. The older Dreadnought style battleship beat the modernised battleship as well, And yes, I can't say I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. I think it did well. So yes, very, very happy with that outcome. We have got a victory under our belts. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you all again next time. Until then, this is me, Carl Screezilla, wishing you all a lovely day. Bye-bye.